we are back with Avowed and... Ooh, bugger. That one. Okay, whoever was here was definitely losing their mind. Hey, this Adra has no colour. I don't like that laser.
Safe to assume that the large glowing door is part of Sapadal's prison. Now, we'll just have to get past it.
Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere around here.
I swear, if all the gods turn up on my doorstep now because of this, I may be a bit hard-pressed on killing them.
Next one's mine.
Seek!
Dang it. I still don't understand why they're giving me stuff that I can't sell. Pristine. I have difficulty with just the freaking damaged ones.
Worth enough! Whack 10!
worth and wrath! Seek! Worth and wrath! Seek!
I never knew I wanted to see something so badly. Show me what you got!
Worth and wrath!
And yes, spray and fire.
Worth and wrath!
I was just getting warmed up.
Alright, so. I want to know where that oil place left went.
Worse than rot!
Ow. At least I know where it is now.
Worse than rot!
Little button then.
Looks like the gate's open. Well, what are we waiting for?
Keep your guard up. We got a live to tell. Nice of someone to mark that spot for us.
I think we've found Sappadal's home.
I think worse than rot!
You're mine now!
Nasty.
beyond seek! Beyond seek! Beyond seek! Lava beyond seek! Seek!
They won't get past me! Watch your back!
Beyond seek! I think worth and wrath! Beyond seek!
Hi, where the buggery are you?
Easy head!
Back on my feet. Right flank!
I think worth! Crack 10! Beyond seek! Crack 10! Seek! Lava beyond seek! Seek!
Everyone okay?
Whew. Just yoinking off arms here just to unlock a gate. That's a drop.
You have come at last, after so long. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot. We feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does.
Of course it is.
We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. The fist of empire. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there. A mountain of essence. We strain, but it will move for you. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. We want nothing more than that. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now, a chance to regrow. We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you offered your hand. And where is your mercy for us? You know we deserve better than this. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity. Do you think we have learned nothing from you? We deserve more than this. Or do you have no more mercy for
Hey,
us
I've said...
than you did for the bear? The beautiful thing you killed. Already you have We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. Do you remember what you
Yeah.
said? More than anything, that is what we desire too. Treat us as you would the bear. Clean our wounds, heal us.
How?
Grant us the same. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the dream scourge will cease. Give us peace. It is all we have wanted for so long. Center your thoughts. Reach for us.
Hey, I've said this entire time, all three
Clear
of them.
the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow, tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mulch.
Because eventually we'll die. Ooh, cool. Reached maximum level. Woohoo! Some funky doodle graphics there by our legs. Oh, there's the portal that we asked for. Alley-oop! Come on, team! Off we trot.
Andra's depths. Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. Feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor. And steel garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Raingrim is
go figure.
here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
If he didn't start this himself.
The steel
I
garrote
doubt
have
it.
been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there?
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Then we had better keep Sapadal calm, starting with a ceasefire.
They march on still. We run, but we are not yet truly free.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Alright, where are we?
Sansa, how did you make it out here?
Guy! Envoy! Ah, the Garrote. Look what they've done.
Okay, so journal. Um. Huh. Wait, why is this all covered?
We've done to parent. These. They marched in with no warning. I couldn't think. I just ran.
Easy. You're here now. Where did they come from?
Envoy, what does the Garrote think they're doing? What's the point of exploring if you just want to plant your flag everywhere? They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. I am... On the very first page.
We should move. Let's hope that...
Envoy, wait! I took some supply. I'll even give you a dip.
Fantastic. Uh, Fabulous. Alright, who else do we recognise here? They managed to drag an armchair out here. Of course they did.
Snow? Why is there snow here?
We're all doomed.
There's a Bring. Right, let's have a look up here first.
A familiar face.
Ring.
We meet again, Envoy. And you, Yardsley. You're always a prodigious and welcome sight.
Oh, yes. Always a pleasure to see you, too.
Paradise burns. Thanks to Ludwine and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone.
She must have come back to life. Again. I suppose we couldn't be lucky enough for her to stay dead.
It's
why
remarkable
there's no
how
body for us
hard
to
you
loot.
mortals fight for causes that'll be forgotten within centuries. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions. A tsunami inevitably rejoins the ocean as simple water. The analogy only really works if you're mortal, and I'm not. Perhaps. A new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice. Ah, that mortal zeal. Always so fun. We will see if you're correct. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck, it won't end with you also on fire.
Oh, I have no doubt I'll be on fire at some point.
Mortal comforts are so very adorable. All you desire are your base needs lavishly fulfilled. Goodbye, Envoy. And Yardsley, I do look forward to when all of this is done. I am eager to work with you.
Oh, yes. We'll, discuss that later.
Right, does anybody have anything? Or is there anything for me to steal?
Where have you been?
Where haven't I been?
Yeah.
Only to the heart of the living lands, where time held its breath, and dreams had more substance than reality.
We held them off in Fjord.
We can hold them off.
Is she
here,
still whispering and stuff? Okay, she should be fine now. We got rid of the dream
clearly
scourge.
now. The clouds part and the sun shines. Was this you?
How's Casagrada?
As prepared as he'll ever be.
Who knows? Maybe all this will make a hero out of him. If anyone knows how to deal with those damned roots, it's us.
Gods, that's a lot of bodies.
Oh yeah, I forgot to sell all my gems. Let's go up against Ludwig again.
What
Envoy, I knew you'd show up eventually.
How is Emerald Stair? More importantly, how are you?
Thriving on both counts, I'm happy to report. My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock. Likewise. I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the garden seems to have worked. Emerald Stair is healing, believe it or not. Once this is over, our crops will flourish like never before. Easier said than done, I suppose. Best of luck out there.
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
Oh, Envoy. How good. I don't know if thank you is precisely what I want to say, but Paradise burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. Yes. What happens in Paradise now will decide the fate of the Park.
What's the plan if Paradise falls?
We will find a way to persevere. We Pargrunen have a gift for surviving inhospitable conditions, and always have. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that more than our deaths. If Edir and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any mention of our culture and our ways.
It's not Adir though,
Future
it's just the Steel Garrote.
will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope so, Envoy. I truly do. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role in deciding what happens next. Do the right thing, Envoy.
No pressure.
The Envoy. Is that you? Envoy, how did you... Where did you come from? You just appeared out of nowhere.
We're good at that.
Ah, your face. We all wondered who's... But listen to me rambling. As much as you can. Be good. I'd just like for us to live lives that are free. For us. Not Adi. It's going to be up to you, Envoy. I
cannot afford to hesitate.
Achievement for upgrading my gun.
I don't think I could do what you do. Too many on... There you are. Right. Just one more fight. Then another. Then another. Across the whole settlement. I guess it helps we have a god on our side, right? I mean, a god beats a skeleton knight any day. This is just cleanup. Just figuring out who controls the living lands from here out. You said it, not me. Anyway, you should get some rest. Oh, if you need to rehearse any speeches or whatever, make sure you do it in front of someone else. I promise you I've heard it. Talk to you later, Envoy.
So, here we are. You feel it too? I'm glad it's not just me. Metaphysically, the battle is already over. But politically, we have a small... I intend to send a message to the Steel Garrote. And it won't be subtle. Anyway, who knows what tomorrow will bring? Get some rest then. Besides, I need to tinker on the fund. Don't stay. You too.
Right, okay.
Hey, sorry about your parents, you know.
That's very kind. Some...
Huh.
Sometimes grief clings to you like a shadow. Sometimes you wonder where it went.
Envoy.
Wigma.
Didn't think I'd be seeing you here. From one battlefield to another, eh? Dream rolls and now this. Ludwig's a loose cannon, and the Steel Garrote don't answer to anyone but her. This place won't be safe for adherents for decades. Even if she...
Yeah, sadly that's true. Though hopefully people will think of us kindly.
Envoy? Is it
Oh
really
God!
Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you
Yeah,
didn't
but
return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak. It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thralls still litter Shatterscarp.
There won't
Well,
be any
something
new
stop 'em.
infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
Yeah, it's not gonna poof.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them? Ludwig had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
Giata and I have some theories about the nature of the Adra in the Living Lands.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Adra here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
I really don't like you.
For now. Who's to say they don't get their feathers in a ruff again and wipe us all out with a tsunami?
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nanru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now.
But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwig has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Ludwig's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
Guess Bordeka's got a fluff
Let's
up as
keep
well.
the similes to ourselves.
A bit like you're being haunted, isn't it? Or cursed. But that's your affair. So long
Cheers.
as her passion for Wodeka lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we
Definitely.
can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. Well, you might not believe me, But I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwig who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city shortly after you beat her to the garden.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
I mean, he has a point.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwig and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence. Why are you treating him with kid gloves when Paradis cries out for help?
Enough.
We're here to help.
I've heard your concerns. We cannot change it now.
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true God. That's Ludwig's vision for the Living Lands.
I mean, that's kind of here. We got Sabadell.
What passes between Ludwig and her men, or between Ludwig and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent until surrender is the only option.
Your republics are hardly any different. Their intentions in the Deadfire were certainly not pure.
As you say, we left the republics for a reason.
The Inquisitor answers only to Wodica. In attacking Paradis, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desires.
I've answered your questions. Now I would like... Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. What will his representatives find when they arrive? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always at war. In return, the Living Lands would enter Adir's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Grave Room's aid.
Tribute, he says. Taxes. Soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the Eastern Reach if you don't believe me. They want to bleed us dry, to fill their coffers and fight their wars, to break us like wild animals. But I will not bend.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now, it gives us the security and stability to recover.
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people, Envoy.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised if they decide to flex it later.
Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But I suspect he would choose you. Only the strong survive the frontier. I used to believe that was Ludwig. But you were born to rule here. Quite literally. Well, give the matter some thought.
We give up our fighters and the wealth of our lands, and get promises in return. But we have wealth enough to give some away, if it means my wardens may return to their vigil in peace.
A grave room could work, so long as trade keeps moving through the Scarp and you're willing to serve as our go-between envoy. And we'll have cannons enough to deter the adherents from trying anything stupid.
With the Dream Scourge ended, my people can soon return to Fior. If a renewed animancy could easily feed the island, I suppose we could send Adir what's left. But when lean times come, who will we feed first? Ourselves or the Empire?
Subtle, pernicious, touch the rot, yet the disease remains. Safety among spiders. A web gleaming with dew, they weep.
Of course. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not think of the Emperor. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you, I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil, I'm open to uniting, if you are.
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. If we walk away from a relationship with Adir, we're leaving a lot of trade on the table. But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world. I'm sure we'd find our way through.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? When my people return to Fior, we could create such miracles of animancy, the Living Lands would become the breadbasket of the world.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Rest into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our bough. We graft. Many...
Of course. Well?
Oh.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the Living Lands.
By grit and steel, Thirdborn stands with the Living Lands.
Fior and her animancers stand with the Living Lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
Gods, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
This is something that everyone is
On
agreeing
your
with
head
here.
be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually
I'll
the
kill her.
island.
The Living Lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwine must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradise militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Steel Garrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza.
So basically go in, kill everything.
Let's just say this is not my first brush with a tyrannical authority, though. I pray it is my last. May all the gods of
not
Eora and the
mostly.
living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
Let's go free a city, shall we?
Sounds good. Wait, we gotta go speak with what's her face in camp. Otherwise, she'll keep coming back.
Can't sleep? We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands. Your emperor... Since politics invaded my home, when a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your... This is the first time you were told to pick... Only a little bit. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive. For a politician like him, losing a battle, when he promises you the world, don't listen. I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to... In truth, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubborn Ludwig is held together by... Precisely. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are. That's my point, exactly. I think you already have. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go.
Then maybe we can
Whatever
turn her into
happens, I want to see it for
a
myself.
revenant.
For the
You know?
research.
Have her working the fields.
When I agreed to travel with you, I didn't think I'd find myself at the center of a political upheaval. So imagine my surprise when you gave the living lands a chance to unite, to prove itself, and to stand tall before its enemies. Granted, it was an uphill climb. The Dream Scourge exposed our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities. But thanks to our struggle, the island finally knows itself. Now we can decide who we want to become. I can't wait to see what we do with that freedom. Agreed. We've fought, but to answer your question... Is it really that? No matter who wins or loses, in my heart I know that's a good thing. Life is impossible. I just want to put this... You too. We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. You liberated the god of the living lands. That's quite a gamble. I admire you. If not for you, Sapadal, which means you have leverage over a god. They're probably better off then. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now, we cannot know if the living lands will normalize. For better or worse, maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer. Now that one of... I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. Just be careful. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Until... If I must.
Right.
You should get some sleep. Right. Things feel different now. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but putting my life on the line for someone else's cause... You helped me through some rough Sokka, Envoy. Your cause became my cause at that point. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for, what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it. Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed day rest.
Alright. So. Oops.
You promised on our first day of training.
It's all right.
Alright, let's go.
You're a better soldier than I ever was.
Your days are numbered.
That'll teach you!
Yeah!
I think worth and rough.
Don't!
Isn't that a beautiful sight?
Show me what you got!
Worth and rough.
Good one!
Oh! Hey! The fella we helped fix up! What was it? Problem? Get up, big boy! Big boy's all good.
I was worried for a second.
I was just...
were never going to go quietly, were we?
You're pretty impressive, Adiran. Gato is hard to convince.
The people we helped. Wow, we agreed not to kill. I'm glad they're still alive. Right, okay, so we've done this one. Oh. Ah.
What are you?
Hide a sec. Juliet. Ow. Right, let's go see how Juliet is doing. Giulietta. What was her name? Juliana.
I thought you left town weeks ago.
I've been busy.
About time. You're the only one Ludwig will listen to. Of course. We came here first. I had to pull Nasha away from pouring hot oil off the roof. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. Why should I? I wish someone had stood up to this. Well.
Everybody all good in here. Sapiento!
Envoy! I doubted I'd ever see you again. I must thank you once again for bringing me the luminate. Oh, it was wonderful. It was a complete failure, of course. But from that failure, I learned much. With some creative exploration, I was able to refine the Adra into a poultice that heals wounds at a fantastic rate.
That's brilliant.
Shorthand for drying literally every reagent, mixture, or process I can think of to produce any result at all. Forgive me, I may have contributed to one too many research journals in my time. One must always put one's best foot forward. I know you have much to do in town, so I'll let you go. Thank you again for everything.
We should go now, while the fighting's died down.
Ah, they want to die that badly.
She's right. We can't go now. Envoy, am I ever glad to see you? Everyone's scared, Envoy. When will this end?
have a key, but I don't know where the canals are.
What was that? Stop right there.
Take your best shot.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot?
On your left, dear.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Worth and rot.
That arm won't hold up. Next one's mine.
I'm guessing that'll be the canals.
Envoy over here.
Hey, Liviana.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Liviana.
Taking on the army?
Don't you ever take a break?
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you, fighting the Steel Garrote. What have you got to say for yourself?
I liberated and probably
That's
myself.
the worst excuse I've ever heard, and believe me, I've heard it all. Kai, is this your doing?
Come on. I couldn't have kept her out of the action if I wanted to.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess.
No kidding.
Yeah, stop the fighting. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Gods be with you, Envoy.
kidding.
For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Come on. You know this. You practiced with Uncle Capo 100 times. Tight, but not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow. Don't worry about
Chico.
me. Actually, I'm not sure I've been through worse.
Where is your grandpa? Actually, what are you doing here? You were in Third Bone. I had to think of where you were from then. Maybe that's where the grandpa is.
Worth and rot!
I don't know who's calling me, but
Worth and wrath! Seek!
Oh, that's a big mage Hulk.
Take in the main plaza. I'll stay behind. Just don't do anything foolish.
Have you not seen what we have to fight? I have no doubt we gotta fight that huge freaking mage Hulk. Mage Hulk. Mage Hulk.
Another glorious battle.
Yeah, see, good thing.
Ludwine's lost.
Hey,
She's
Sinra.
hunting everyone and everything, even you.
You mean especially me?
Wonica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
That's Ludwine ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
Let's make sure she stays dead this time, all right, dearie?
Good idea. Wow, this is what happens when nature takes over. Looks pretty.
There you are.
Yes, here I am.
On. So, you survived the garden.
So you've
Come
survived
all
death.
this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time?
Indeed.
You'll get your chance.
Then what are you waiting for?
Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
You can tell Wotica yourself once we've sent you back to the wheel.
Don't insult my intelligence or my commitment to the cause. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you struck can be lopped off at the wrist. As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live. Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, Envoy.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
Really, Envoy? You think then allow me...
Let's finish.
You won't...
Once I'm done killing you... You're...
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
What we prepared for. No quarter.
Come on! Let's kill her!
Don't send her in. She doesn't need it. Ow. Oh, you turd. Ow. Got a few tricks herself, it seems. Ugh. Oh boy.
Worth and rot!
Hide now, woman. Was that fire in her the fire in her eyes have gone out.
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Poke her with a
Of course, we'd be
stick, make
happy
sure.
to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for. But we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradise return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the Living Lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. In a past life, Yatsley was given a task: protect the history and knowledge of the godless. Now, many lifetimes later, she continues upholding that oath. She moves into the library in the garden, spending her days poring over the clay tablets there. But not even the letters from, and rare visit to, her lover help ease the loneliness that fills her days. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin, tentatively, to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Dum dum dum! Well then guys, that is that. I hope you guys have enjoyed the story as I have. That was, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I've enjoyed this trip thoroughly. Just as I hope you guys have. If you have enjoyed the videos, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And as always, thanks for watching. And we shall see you guys in the next video.